Support proplaygames on Patreon.
Hey guys, Adrian here for PPG, coming with some brand new gameplay from our locals. Here we have Andres Espinosa playing Kashtira versus Khalil with his branded deck that we saw on the last gameplay video. And since you guys seem to really like it, we decided to bring it back. See him here rolling to see who goes first, and I guess one dice went off camera, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see who's gonna go first in this duel. These are obviously two like very high tier decks, Kashtira being considered one of the best, if not the best deck, and then branded obviously a really powerful deck. Seems like Khalil's gonna go first, and he's playing the Patchwork engine to search the Poly and the Edge Imp. Obviously this was seeing more play maybe like a year ago, before all the Bestials came out, and like the more mid-range branded build. So it's interesting to see it now. Obviously Poly serving to some extent as an extra extender in this deck, and it allows you to play through more things. We just have to see what he wants to do here. And then the Edge Imp getting you another Patchwork whenever it's sent to grave. Appears that Khalil is going to start us off with a Cartesian normal summon using her effect to then quick effect fusion summon. He's going to use a Dark Magician, summoning Grand Wignall right off the bat, and then have to see what he sends here. He has the option to send the Puppet if he decides to go for that play. Obviously you have to invest a lot more resources into that play now after the ban list, as we saw in the last video. I believe he pulled it off, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, because now you can't use the trap, you have to use the Sanctifier, and it appears that he is going for this play. He proceeds to activate Poly, already showing its versatility in this deck. Appears to use Fallen of Albus and the Edge Imp. Edge Imp also chain blocking the Lubellion, sending another Poly for cost here to fuse, and then adding the Patchwork. So in the end, it essentially goes net even, which is really good. Well, I guess in hand size. We'll have to see what he decides to fuse here with the Lubellion. Probably Albion here. Yep, and he's just committing straight away to the Puppet Lock, which obviously into Kashtira very strong. So I have to see what he decides to go here. I'm just here reading the card just to make sure. It's kind of hard to believe that the Puppet Lock is still being like allowed to play by Konami. The card is very, 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 very oppressive. And Khalil doing it straight off the bat on draw phase, obviously to play around the talents. Summoning the Dark Magician to his side. Can probably go into some Dragoon plays on the follow-up, also a very hard card to out. And Andres is gonna have to, I guess, think of his choices here, as yeah, he can't special summon and also controlling a monster, both hurting Kashtira at the moment. He's gonna activate the field spell, search a monster. And realistically here he has to have like a level 4 or maybe Birth in a level 7 Kashtira to be able to do something. But even then it's just to get access to Fenrir. I think outs the board for the most part. Just have to see what he chooses to search. Can also deduct a lot of in Andres' hands just based on what he searches here. I mean, because Kashtira is kind of like if you have one piece, you search the other one deck. So you can see that he's putting, I believe, Unique. Oh no, he's getting Fenrir. Okay, so yeah, he's going. That probably means that he has Birth too. So have to see what he does here. Obviously, Fenrir's effect can, if your opponent activates a monster, or oh, he has triple tactics thrust. See, oh, he's grabbing Pot of Prosperity. Probably to dig for some answers. Let's see, he's banishing 6, it appears. to see what he gets here. Just activating straight off the bat. There's not much he can do under the gimmick puppet lock. Prosperity. Seems like a Scarecrow Kashtira, Harpies, Dimension Shifter, and Glare couldn't see what card he got. Just have to see. I'm just reading Albion one more time. Albion obviously being at towers too. Has to be it's kind of hard to out. Can't be targeted. And it appears that he has a he has 2 Ash Blossoms in hand, Theosis and Birth. Definitely can control the game with that. He's gonna normal summon the Fenrir due to the Birth, which allows him to normal summon without tributing. And then on attack declaration, on attack declaration he can activate the effect to banish. He's attacking to the Dark Magician, activating the effect, banishing the Grand Wignall, and then swinging over. This still, since he didn't out the Albion, that means that Khalil can continuously puppet lock Andres, so we'll just have to see what he does here. Having Ash Blossom can also stop a lot of his plays though. So the goal here is to get rid of that gimmick puppet on Andres' field so that he can then try to do it again, and then just control the board. So he's gonna attack with the Albion into the Fenrir and then destroy the puppet, which then this would just allow to Khalil to continuously puppet lock him, and then depending on his hand he can extend the board into more interruptions or negates. He also has the possibility to go into Dragoon, since he sent the Dark Magician using as a fusion summon on the last turn. It was destroyed and not banished by Andres with that Fenrir. Khalil activates the Branded Fusion, which it's instantly met by an Ash, which we knew Andres had. Khalil once again trying to puppet lock his opponent from special summoning the Dark Magician back to his field. Wasn't able to make a bigger board here, and just have to see what Andres does. He doesn't have that many choices and decides to scoop it up, seeing as how he's not going to be able to play for the foreseeable future. Just have to see what they side deck here. Kashtira will probably try to go first once again, since can't really risk getting puppet locked. And we can see him setting some trap cards, but I can't see which one. And Khalil has can probably break the board fairly easily. We can see him side Kurikaras, Evenlys, and Lightning Storms, just to deal with Andres' board. Obviously the Eraser being a really annoying card for Branded, banishing all of the cards into grave. However, and I guess attaching it can kind of hurt too. However, the can still play through it, especially with Dragoon. I guess there's you can out that board pretty easily. It also depends on what they end on, because a lot of times they can end on Baron too in Kashtira, and that plus the Eraser can hurt a lot. And if they get to the prep setup, then even if Khalil would be able to out the Eraser, then Andres can just summon him back and control the game. Also, they can usually do the setup with Shang, which it would be a Eraser Shang plus summoning the Fenrir on your opponent's standby phase, and Fenrir obviously banish face down is very, very annoying to deal with. Let's go right into game 2 here. Andres is going to start us off with the field spell. Have to see what he searches here. Chaining Dimension Shifter. So on top of the possible Eraser, and he would be safe from Droll and Lockbird here, since Khalil wouldn't be able to send it to the graveyard. Already, just Dimensional Shifter can hurt Branded. It's not like a game ender, maybe against other decks it would be, but Branded can definitely play through that. Just proceeds to activate Theosis to summon that Fenrir, and activating the Fenrir effect to get the Rice Art. The Rice Art here can also banish the trap to have some setups for follow-up. Just have to see what play he decides to do here. Kashtira maybe doesn't have as many lines anymore, but there's still like a couple different setups that he can be considering right now. Just have to see what he chooses. He's gonna summon the Rice Art and overlay into the Shangri-Era most likely here. Yep, so he's gonna summon Shangri-Era, activate the Rise Sword effect, banishing Big Bang it looks like, and then Rise Sword's gonna banish the top 3 cards face down of Khalil's deck, and then Shang is gonna lock his zone. And here, yeah, since Shang locked his zone, Andres will be able to use the Rise Heart, or summon the Rise Heart with just the one Kashtira name. He also used Prim here, targeting the Shangri-Era to try to destroy it, and then Shangri-Era protects, and then is gonna try to summon. I can summon with the Big Bang too. He's gonna Prosperity here for what appears to be, I couldn't tell, 1, 2, 3. Yep, just the. Oh no, he's going for 6 cards. Theoses are really nice. I believe that trap card shuts down spells, which into Khalil's deck, obviously very, very strong. Forbidden Lands, it appears to be too. Very nice. Andres here already has a pretty good setup into Branded and just is looking to seal the game. I'll have to see what his endboard ends up looking like. But yeah, everything resolving very, very, very strong into Khalil. He's gonna overlay into a second Shang and then the Rise Heart. Since Shang used its effect, he can just do a Rise Heart with any Kashtira name. And then he's doing that just to guarantee that a Rise Heart has 3 materials. The start of Khalil's turn, which is very nice, because then if he tries to normal summon the Fountain of Albus and try to fuse away, it's he can remove it instantly to then prevent that. We see Andres firing the Forbidden Lands right away, and the Eraser trigger will add the Big Bang will attach the Big Bang under the Eraser. Shang will also trigger in standby phase to summon Kashtira Fenrir most likely, seeing as it's an interruption. Or no, he goes for Unicorn. I guess it's not bad into Khalil's deck because it can target the extra deck, which Branded now is opting to run maybe not as many repetitions of important cards. So the Unicorn effect at the right time can definitely hurt them. He's gonna get evenly matched right away. Keeps the Eraser, obviously the strongest card in his board. Yeah, there's really no thought about it. Then Eraser will trigger to add back, and he's gonna add back the Infinitrack link. Prevents it from being destroyed. So now Eraser's just the towers. That's gonna keep attaching cards, and still has the banish live. So he still does have an interruption, plus whatever he has in hand. Khalil's gonna start us off with normal summoning a Luber, activating the effect, add Branded Fusion here. He has some lines he can still do here, even though he's technically under double Graveyard Banish, or I guess Macrocosmos. He's gonna, let's see, he has Poly, he has the Frightful Patchwork in hand. He's gonna, oh no, he's gonna start with the Branded Fusion, and it's instantly met with an Ash. He's gonna follow it up with the Patchwork, adding Polymerization and the Edge Imp. That will allow him to fuse from the hand too. Maybe he can wait the game out a little bit and try to out a Rise Heart. But you can see that Andres is just keeping attaching all those cards that he banished of Prosperity, making the Eraser no longer harder to out, but also if it does get outed, a lot of Graveyard effects will trigger, hurting Khalil's deck. I believe that's the one that pops a Spell Trap. And here Andres is gonna banish the Aluber, the attaching the Fenrir, the Shang, and the Big Bang will get banished because of a Rise Heart's effect, and then a Rise Heart will attach. Big Bang when banished is gonna special summon, and yeah, it appears that that's all Khalil had for his turn. Then he's gonna use Unicorn effect on his turn, add back or add Birth. Very strong position here for Andres. He should be able to put a game on board fairly easily. unless Khalil has something to answer it. It should be sealed off pretty soon. Yeah, Birth is gonna summon back the Fenrir, and then he's gonna activate to search the Ogre. Ogre's gonna add the trap, but then yeah, no, it's way over a game, and Khalil decides to scoop it up, and we'll just go into game 3 here, and we'll have to see who decides to go first. Starting off game 3, Khalil will probably go first, try to establish that puppet lock, seeing as very clearly commanding into Kashtira. So have to see what he starts us off with. I believe that's branded regained. Don't quote me on that though. He's gonna activate Albion to send, and then he can probably send a retribution here to add back a spell later on in his turn. Seeing he has Branded Fusion and Called by the Grave in his hand, so that Branded Fusion will probably resolve unless Andres has some more follow-up. He doesn't appear to have a Nash Blossom in hand, however. We'll have to see what Khalil chooses to do. Appears that he has an evenly matched though, so unless he's able to stop the Sanctifier, that will be dead on his turn. It's looking pretty decent for Khalil here. He decides to send the Fallen of Albas, go Branded Opening, discarding the second Fallen of Albas into have to see what he summons here. Appears to summon Quem, and then activating the Quem effect to send the Cartesia. Andres is in a pretty awkward spot here due to that yeah, Evenly will most likely be dead, and Khalil appears to be able to set up full combo, sending the third Fallen of Albas from his deck, going through all of them here, and we'll have to see with his other choices here. This can dictate whether he's going to be able to go for the puppet lock, or maybe just on a really strong board he considers into Kashtira. Right now, I guess it's not really like a choke point, but choices right now can impact the game if it gets into a grind game. Just have to think carefully into what he wants to do. Andres, as we saw in game 1, he is able to out the board. The Sanctifier Dragon is just kind of an issue card. He decides to send the Lubellion, or Bestial Lubellion here, which yeah, he's gonna go into Albion, and then the Bestial Lubellion can tribute the Albion after it fuses to summon itself. He's gonna banish both of the Fallen of Albases to fuse into I guess here he has some choices depending on the end board he wants to do. But like I said, I guess right now Branded is kind of like, I wouldn't say non-linear, but it's a very open-ended end board deck, so he'll have to choose. Yeah, I mean that's fine, because then he can also get back the Fallen of Albases into his deck. He should choose to discard the Called by the Grave, which I guess is not eaten anymore since the Branded Fusion already resolved. So if he were to have a hand trap that you could hit by Called by Grave, it probably would have been used already. Let's see. I have to see what he's gonna decide to fuse with. He's considering the Cartesia. He's gonna use the Cartesia and the Albion to fuse into Grand Guignol and shuffle back the Fallen of Albas here. And yeah, I believe he can still do the setup for the setup for Albion here. Then he's gonna fuse with the Lubellion too. So he used the Cartesia effect too. And yeah, he's gonna go for the Albion, the Sanctified Dragon. Grand Guignol sending the Gimmick Puppet, and then he has the full setup to lock out Andres, not only out of his engine but also out of Evenly Matched. We'll have to see how much more he wants to do. Yeah, he's gonna summon the Bestial Lubellion, which is gonna place a spell trap from Khalil's deck on the spell trap zone. If he runs he runs Branded Beast, so not only he has the setup, but he also has a mid-range setup with the Bestial engine too. believe he has a pop as well. So yeah, he's definitely in a very good position here. Andres would have to draw something insane right now in order to win. At least with what we could see in his hand when we got a quick peek early on in this turn. Khalil's keep going with fusion deployment and summoning a Cartesia. So even if he has something to interrupt right now, he could dodge a lot of removal with the Cartesia and get some value out of those cards, and then getting the retribution on top of that. So right now Khalil has not only the puppet lock setup, but fusion on his opponent's turn, a pop, a negate, and the draw of, and the special, I guess, of the continuous spell. So he's yeah, his inboard's looking really good, and have to see what if Andres draws anything. Yeah, he's gonna choose to do the puppet lock right away, summoning back the Albion to his side, and the gimmick puppet to Andres' side. Andres doesn't appear to have drawn anything that good into Khalil's board. However, Khalil will have to waste a couple of fusions in order to puppet lock him again. He's gonna read the Albion once more. Just have to see if there's any way he can out this board. Since he's already locked out of special summons, he would have to draw a similar setup to last time. But however, Khalil now has not only the negate and the pop and more removal. It's looking kind of rough for Andres here. He does draw a way to get into the field spell, which can get him to Fenrir, but he would, like last turn, he would have to have Birth in order to try to save the turn here. To see what he does. He can try to tribute, because if he outs the puppet lock and then his own monster in the battle phase, he can evenly match, but I can't remember the exact text of the retribution, but I do believe Khalil can negate that too. We'll have to see what Andres decides to do here. He does have the Kashtira Birth, which will be popped by a Branded Beast right away, and Andres doesn't have that many options here. He's gonna set one card or not, and no, he does choose to set the one card and pass. You can think that is the evening match to do something in Khalil's turn, but we'll just have to see if it even gets to that. Khalil chooses to fuse with the Cartesia, and then he's going to activate the Albion effect again because it got sent, and add the Branded Fusion. Right now there's very few ways Khalil can lose this game here. And he can probably he can probably put game on board this turn, and we'll just have to see if he wants to close it out right now. He's going to tribute to summon back the Bestial Rebellion, activating the effect again. I believe he can add Branded Loss here, so Andres has no way to interact with this board at this point, since if he fuses, he can't respond to the fuse effects and the summon. So there's really no way Khalil can lose the game from there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys should check out some of our other Yu-Gi-Oh content in the YouTube channel. Do some deck profiles and some other gameplay video and box openings. Leave a comment on anything else that you want to see, whether it's any specific matchups or decks. And make sure to check out the TCG Player affiliate link to get any of the cards you saw in the video. And check out our Patreon, where I'll be uploading exclusive Yu-Gi-Oh content, such as combo videos. And make sure to like and subscribe.